Hey, it's Dr. V, your favorite Psych NP, otherwise known as Dr. Ramses Vargas, certified psychiatric nurse practitioner, board certified. So I wanted to make this video because I feel like I owe it to someone that I was going to help and I wasn't able to at the time. So the day that this initially happened, someone had made an anonymous complaint to the State Board of Nursing. State Board of Nursing called me and told me, hey, we had an anonymous complaint that you're calling yourself doctor to your patients. And I said, huh, that's interesting. I've never had that encounter. I do have my doctorate. I am a doctorately prepared nurse practitioner, but I've never identified myself as a psychiatrist, doctor, physician in any way, shape, or form. So she said, "Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna have to do an investigation. It's a formality, and may I have your supervisor's information?" I said, "Sure. Here's their information. Here's their email, their phone number," and that was it. I let my supervisor know, "Hey, the state board might call you and ask you some questions about me calling myself doctor." So, as you know, I am a doctorately trained psychiatric nurse practitioner, but clinically, I am a psychiatric nurse practitioner. And she was like, "Yeah, totally cool. I understand. I've never heard yourself call yourself doctor. You always go by your first name anyway. So, not a big deal. We'll see what questions they have." And I think I felt so confident at the time because I knew deep down in my core that I have never misrepresented myself or put out something that wasn't true. And this is also because of the rigorous training that I did have, where we had a whole class on how to write professionally and put titles in and properly put our commas, our titles that we have, and properly introduce and address the people in the room in layman's terms as well. So I know a plethora of information of how to write, identify myself, and really not confuse people. And what ended up happening was approximately a week later, I get a call from the investigator, and she said, "Hey, everything is clear. We don't have any information or anything to follow up. We don't have anything to further explore. This case has been closed." And I said, "Okay, thank you very much for the follow through, and let me know if you have any more questions or need anything else from me." And that was it. And at the core, I thought, oh, wow, probably somebody from my TikTok that disagreed with me, or maybe we had a two-way conversation where, we had a disagreement or argument, and maybe they might have reported me. But I really didn't dwell on it too much because, again, I knew that I always represented myself as a psychiatric nurse practitioner. And I also do want to point out that a doctorately trained nurse, a doctorately trained principal, a doctorately trained chemist, you have this clinical separation from what you do as your job from a medical physician versus how you're academically represented and your knowledge and your degree. So, for this platform as an educational setting, I am Dr. Ramses Vargas, board certified psychiatric nurse practitioner, and I'm cool with that. And for some people, it's gonna rub them the wrong way, and that's okay because those that know that this is a terminal degree in many fields, like I mentioned. Lastly, it still comes up to this day where 90% of my patients call me doctor, and almost 100% of my Hispanic patients call me doctor. And I have to tell them and remind them, thank you, I appreciate that. I am not a doctor, I am not a psychiatrist, I am not a physician, I'm a nurse practitioner. And 100% of the time, it just gets awkward. And people are like, oh, okay, sorry about that. It's clear what my titles are, and I have no fear and nothing to hide. So I welcome any complaints or any people that think I'm misrepresenting myself because at the core, I know who I am. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I hope you gain some information. If you carry yourself true to what you're saying and have nothing to hide, then don't worry about what people are going to say as far as what you call yourself. As long as you know at the core you're not misrepresenting who you are, what you do, and the core of what you want to do is help people. I think people can see through the BS. So, anyways, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you on the next one.